Hi, Chrissy Green here with part 3. Hopefully you're joining me after having watched part 1 and part 2 of editing this image from, straight out of camera to final product. I'm not really good at doing these videos, and I'm offering my apologies if they get a little bit dull and boring. But anyway, without further ado, let us continue with what we were working on. So in the last video, we fixed up some flaws, we adjusted the corner, we filled in some gaps with the clone tool. In this one, it's time to add the clouds. If you were joining us in video 2, you saw that the cloud image came from a website called textures.com, one of my favorite places to go for resources. So I already have that image. I'm just going to go to Place Embedded. I'm going to choose my sky, and I'm going to place it. Now, it's easier if you drop your opacity down on that a little bit, just so that you can see where you're going to want to put this. The brighter, more dramatic areas, I kind of want to have them fall in this empty diagonal. So I am going to put my image on a bit of a diagonal there, and I'm going to make it bigger. Not sure how much bigger I need to go. Let's just try that. I'll bring up my opacity again, and I'm going to drop this down my layer blending mode from normal to soft light, and that's going to let the the background show through. And now I'm going to reposition it, and I may choose to resize it again. Let's bring up these interesting cloud bits here. I kind of like that, although I feel the diagonal might be a little bit strong, so I think I'm just going to ease up on that part a little bit. Ooh, I like that. Nice. Now I'm going to have to mask this off, of course, because it is showing up on my model, and I don't need that. So I'm going to create a layer mask, and I'm going to grab my brush, soft brush, black paint, 100% opacity, and I'm just going to brush it off of right in here. Trying to work quickly so that I can get as much done in this video as possible, because I would like to show you a decent final image, but at the same time I am trying to hurry. So we're going to take it all off of here. And because it's set to soft light, it doesn't even really, I don't have to be super neat and tidy with my masking, because I kind of want it to blend into the actual background. I can actually reduce my opacity on my brush and just kind of blend it in there a little bit, so that there's no actual hard edge to from where my background is behind her to the cloud layer. Because of that, I don't have to be too careful. I'm not zoomed in on my model trying to, go pixel by pixel to make it look perfect. That is literally all there is to putting this cloud background in here. So hurrying along. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Never flatten your image when you're working between Lightroom and Photoshop, because that will keep you from being able to kick it back to Lightroom. Always merge visible. So now I have a single layer again. What I want to do is fix up her complexion. Not that she needs it, but in order for this to match my normal style of editing that my clients are used to. So I'm going to hit Ctrl-J to copy this. Filter, blur, and surface blur. And basically I'm just going to pick a ridiculous level of blur here. Nice and fake looking, flawless and beautiful. Gorgeous. Beautiful. So I'm just going to say OK on that. And normally when I create layer masks, I just hit the layer mask button, a white box pops up, and I paint where I want it to go away. You can actually reverse that and end up with a black mask, meaning everything is hidden, and then paint white where you want it to reappear. And that's the easiest way to do this. So hold down the Alt and click on your layer mask, and you get the black box. Now, with a white brush, I usually work somewhere anywhere between 30 and 40% opacity. And now I'm just going to paint white, and I'm not sure if the resolution on this video is good enough for you to see. It just gives it a subtle change. I still get bits of texture if I want them, but things like a bit of noise in the shadow, you know, any little bits of acne or roughness in the skin here, it'll go away. And you never want to overdo it too much. I mean, I am leaving some texture, but not a lot, because that's the style that I go for. So now that I've done that, I am going to flatten this again, merge visible I should say, and hit save, and that's going to kick this back to Lightroom. So now I am back in Lightroom, and hopefully I'm about to put the finishing touches on this image. One thing that I did do is I gave her just a little extra rosy cheekedness and lips. Not because kids need makeup. I'm just kind of going for a rosy cheeked youth look here. So and again, it's just something that sort of matches with the style that people are used to seeing. So I'm just this little thing down here that says color on your adjustment brush. You can choose any color you want. I'm just going to put a little bit there, and with a smaller brush do the same thing on her lips. If you feel the color is too strong, then just go back in and reduce the percentage on that. So I was at 21, I can take it down to maybe 15 or so. Okay, and there's always the erase option if you want to just kind of touch up. And while I'm here, the new brush, perhaps I will just add a little bit of lightening to the back of her hair where that, you know, the hair light didn't quite hit her properly when she sat down. It was set up for a standing position. So I'll just lighten that up, maybe just a little on her shoulder there. Done with my brush. Okay, so with my last remaining minute and a half, the finishing touches on this image, pretty much a healthy vignette. And I do believe I added a little more vibrance. Perhaps some saturation there. That's starting to look a lot like the original image that I had. Probably bring my shadows up a little bit. And I do know that one thing I did do was add a lot of clarity to her dress. Just because I like what clarity does when it's brushed in areas of texture. So I will add that there. It does darken that area of the picture a lot, but you can counterbalance that by bringing those shadows back up. Bring up the highlights as well. Just a balance of that, just makes it a bit more dynamic, I think. So there, 3 videos. I'm not sure if anybody at all stuck around to, you know, to see me fuddle and stutter my way through this. But for those of you who actually did watch all 3 videos, thank you. You know, I know most people tend to do these things as speed edits, just so you don't have to spend, you know, half an hour of your day listening to somebody ramble. But I find with speed edits, it's difficult because you don't, you know, you see what's going on, but you don't understand necessarily. And even if you do know what they're clicking on and you happen to be fast enough to catch it with your eyes, you may not understand the settings and the things that go, or even the reason behind the creative decisions. But I'd like to thank you very much for sticking with me on this walkthrough. If you want to see more, let me know. If you're thinking, my God, please don't make any more of these, let me know. I'm more than happy to go back to my normal style of just, you know, very short and simple videos showing how to do one quick little thing.